T-minus 10, 9. We have a go for main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Booster ignition and liftoff of Columbia.
Well, Marsha and I worked very closely together at NASA headquarters and at Johnson Space Center when I was administrator from 2005 to 2009. And I found her to be one of the brightest and most comprehensively brightest people that I know. She will put things together from different viewpoints in human spaceflight. Marsha is very skilled at being able to translate the space experience into how the thing has to be designed to work in that environment. Her father was a medical doctor and also a private pilot, and when she was, I guess, a teenager, took her for a ride in the airplane, and she told me that she decided that this was going to be a part of her life going forward. So I think flying was in her blood from a very early age.
Marsha is really a master of space flight, and not necessarily in any one area where you would say, oh, she is, the expert in the shuttle communication system. She was facile in every aspect of flying in space, but there are several things that Marsha contributed to the space program and still contributes to the space program. One of that's in the imagery. Marsha loves photography, she loves videography, and along the way in her career, she decided, that she would help the astronaut office and the Johnson Space Center and the whole space shuttle program in making sure that we had the best quality cameras, that they would work on orbit, and that the astronauts would be trained, that we would be trained properly. And then on the flip side, she would be the kind of quality control agent that she would scan through virtually every image that was taken on orbit by other crews, not just the flights she was on, but all the crews. At the same time, she would flag those just amazing pictures that the crew would want to have and use in their public relations and education, talking to kids, and that NASA could use. And typically on a space shuttle flight, there might be 10,000 to 50,000 shots taken. And so that's a lot of work, and on station even more. And she did the same for the space station imagery team. Marsha Ivins is, one of the kinds of astronauts that's very humble. And so she doesn't, sing her praises at all. She just does the work spectacularly well. She's just a very inspiring person. Marsha was also the chief of the first exploration branch in the astronaut office. And so she started that branch around the time that the Constellation program was born and carried through now to Artemis, which is basically the program that she helped start. I'm kind of the Mr. Spock person, not a lot of personality, get the job done. And Marsha helped me on STS-62 really understand the joy of space flight, and not just the flight itself, but in the preparation and, learning and training and doing simulations. And once we got to orbit, she was just fun to fly with. Based on that STS-81 experience, is one of my best friends now.
I'm so pleased that Marsha is being recognized by this award. I think she's one of the unsung heroes of the space program, the human space program. Marsha not only performed exceptionally well on all her space flights, by all accounts. Unfortunately, I never had a chance to fly with her. But in between flights, she did all the little behind-the-scene jobs to help every crew that I'm aware of prepare to go to flight. And beyond that, what a lot of people probably don't know is that Marsha's continued to participate in supporting the human spaceflight programs, whether it be to help companies that are shuttling astronauts and cosmonauts to and from the International Space Station, or other organizations and companies that are working on the Artemis program to help us return to the moon.
She was really a great crew member, actually. She, when it got signed, she was assigned to STS-81 with me. We were both on our fourth space shuttle mission. On this flight, she was solely responsible for making sure we brought up lots of gifts for the crew members who were on board the Mir station. She brought a bunch of chocolate. We brought a bunch of citrus fruit from Florida. So we had bunches of gifts for the crew member that I don't think that would have happened without her. Marsha, the other thing about Marsha that's kind of well known is she's a baker. She bakes cakes And she is always doing that and bringing them to people. She's very gracious about that. And these cakes are incredible. I'm pretty sure she's still doing that. Or I'd be surprised if she wasn't.
Marsha, I'm so sorry I can't be at this celebration of your induction into the Astronaut Hall of Fame. It's long overdue in my view, and I'm just so pleased that you're getting the recognition for all the great work you have done throughout your career, both during your time at NASA and subsequently.
Congratulations on this award, being inducted into the Astronaut Hall of Fame. Even if you don't think so, we all know that you deserve it.